Welcome to Break Check, everybody.
Welcome to the new year, 2024.
Woo woo!
And as my illustrious, beautiful wife said, more in 24.
More in 24.
She was upset that we didn't pick up on that. And so I wanted to make sure I said it.
I mean, I heard it.
I heard it too, but she set me up for a volley and spike, and I didn't spike it. So
Gotcha.
I have to try to make up for that.
Well, my first topic was going to be new cars of the new year.
Oh.
I didn't know if that was a topic that you might have had as well.
Nope, I have something that you don't expect.
Oh.
It's going to sneak up in your blind side.
Okay, so.
So new cars coming this year.
Indeed.
That maybe we'll get to the point that we can actually drive and test and do some crazy maneuvering with.
That'd be pretty
like
awesome.
we saw last week.
That would be awesome.
But what we can afford right now are tricycles.
Yeah.
Tricycles? No. Tricycles
Found at a garage sale.
Those are too expensive. It has an extra wheel.
Yeah,
Bicycles.
Because we don't have that high-end quality performance car like the Fiesta that you saw in last week's video.
Right?
We don't have that, available to us anymore.
Yeah, it's gone. All right. Well, first on the list here on autonews.com is Ram 1500 Ram Charger. They said Ram twice.
The Ram like the old SUV?
It's actually a
bringing
pickup truck. It's the new truck.
Oh, is that the...
They're just calling it the Ram Charger.
I think that's going to be the Dakota Bringback.
Dakota Bringback. Oh,
Yeah,
is
so
it a
they're
smaller?
They're mid-sized truck.
Let's see. Ram Charger. It's an electric vehicle with an onboard gasoline generator to charge the battery. So it's basically a hybrid, but the gasoline engine isn't connected to the wheels.
Yeah, so it has a gas generator. So it's kind of like a train, like a locomotive.
Yeah, very similar.
If you didn't know, trains are all electric, and the big diesel motors that you hear don't actually drive the vehicle. It's a generator to create electricity for the engine.
Yeah, which is pretty cool, and it's a technology that is clearly very proven because diesel-electric trains have been around for quite some time now.
But it still requires fuel.
Yes, still requires fuel. So this is like a middle ground option that
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, that must be, they bring back the Ram Charger name. I know we've talked a lot about names many, many months ago in our very early podcasts.
Right.
But this one I actually don't mind that name because it's bringing back. I don't mind that name because it's bringing back the old Ram Charger name, and it actually fits with what they're trying to accomplish because it's an electric, but it's got the charging generator on board. It fits. Made by Ram. It's got a charger, Ram Charger.
Yeah.
And you could put a shell on the bed of that, and it'll but it'll be like paying homage back to the old actual Ram Charger SUV.
Right.
Which, if you don't know, the Dodge had the Ram Charger. It was like a Ford Bronco, Chevy Blazer, full-size SUV.
Let's see.
For Dodge, it was called the Ram Charger.
Let's see if we can look up what the old Ram Charger was. Okay, so like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like that there. It's a two-door SUV 1991 Ram Charger.
Yeah,
so
like a K5 Blazer.
Yeah.
Or OJ's Bronco.
Yeah, so it's like it was basically competing with the Bronco at the time, I would think. So cool. So yeah, no, I have no issue with that name either. It makes sense to me. So
yeah.
This is kind of cool. The Aston Martin Valor.
Valor?
I think so. Is that how you say it?
It's not stolen valor, is it?
I don't know.
We do not support stolen valor here. I am a military veteran. Not going to happen on my watch.
But they call it the Valor. Just 110 cars will be built to commemorate the brand's 110th anniversary. Wow. Aston Martin's been around 110 years.
Is it just my angle, my lack of glasses, or does it look like a fastback Mustang from that angle?
It looks like a fastback Mustang from that angle, yeah.
I just wanted
with fancier...
Louvers.
Yes. Holes, I was going to say.
The slats over the rear window.
Yeah. Holes was what was coming to mind, but that wasn't accurate.
Do you like my Dutch Bros today?
Oh, it's different.
I got non-coffee because it's New Year, so it's supposed to have sparkles in it.
Oh?
But I can't really see them. Anyway, party!
Party!
Okay, what's next?
At the bottom.
They're all settled at the bottom because they're exhausted from partying all night.
Let's see. The next on the list is a Ferrari F167, but they don't have a picture of it.
Is that an artist rendering?
I don't know.
That's a terrible rendering. Fire that artist.
Yeah, that does not look like much of a Ferrari.
That looks like a Kia.
I think it's just a general picture they use for everything.
A 167. I wonder what the deal is going to be with that. I wonder if it's going to be like a hybrid or electric. Because I know a lot of supercar manufacturers are going to like a hybrid or all electric deal.
Yeah, well, this says Ferrari could add another V12 Speedster in 2024, which would be awesome that a car company is adding more gasoline cars to their sport car lineup. Because I don't want gasoline to go away quite yet.
I know Jen hates the Ferrari because of the company practices. But the car, look at the car.
If you isolate the car from the company.
Way magnifica. I've heard a Ferrari V12 in person. It sounds incredible. I want to be the one that pushes the throttle and makes the sound. Just once in my life. That's all I ask.
Preferably in gear.
Yeah. Preferably in gear. But if not, if
it's just revving
in park, sitting still in a parking lot somewhere, I just want that thrill.
Still get to make it tingle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, a Ferrari, from everything I've heard and everything I've seen, is a big driver's car. Like, there's very little that competes with the feel of a Ferrari.
Yeah.
Ooh, Alfa Romeo 33 Stradale looks like it would be cool.
Stradale. That's just fun. Okay. Whether you like them or not, the names of these cars are just fun to say.
Yeah.
Stradale. It's just fun.
And Alfa Romeo definitely has a reputation for creating very pretty cars. Well, I saw something on here that I think would be perfect for you as an Overlander vehicle.
Yep. It's going to be expensive, and I'm in for it.
All right.
Toyota's bringing back the Land Cruiser.
I saw that. I'm so excited.
It actually looks pretty cool.
It looks really, really cool.
I like it a lot.
It looks like they took the old 80s Land Cruiser. I love it when manufacturers, they take like the old vehicle and they make it new.
Right.
But like the new Bronco, when Mustang redid its style to what is sort of what it is now.
The Charger, the original,
the Challenger.
Challenger, yeah.
Challenger looks like the old Charger. But I love it when it harks back to the original, but they modernize it.
Yeah.
And that's what this looks like. Like the old 80s Land Rover, Land Cruiser. It just looks awesome.
It does.
There's a show that I absolutely love called The Terminal List with Chris Pratt.
Oh, that's a good show. You remember? Do you remember it?
Wow.
It's when his crew ended up having...
He was a Navy SEAL commander.
Yeah, and his whole crew got killed.
Yeah, that is a
If
good
you haven't
show.
seen, if you have Amazon Prime and you love military type shows that are very realistic and scary realistic, The Terminal List, highly recommend. But in that show, Chris Pratt's character, he's a Navy SEAL commander, he has an old 80s Land Cruiser like this. And it is just, I saw that and I paused the screen for a moment.
Right.
And I just sit there and I dreamed for like, I don't know, 4 minutes. I'm like, if only. But yeah, this thing's incredible. It's probably going to have a high price tag, but it's really cool looking.
But yeah, it is returning to the U.S. lineup in the first half of 2024.
So excited. I've known about that for a while.
Yeah. That's really, really cool.
Yeah.
And this is why, like, for me, the names of cars are such a big deal.
Yeah.
Because if they would have brought that out and called it something different, it would have been like, oh yeah, that's a cool SUV. But when they bring back,
if they would have brought out like a crossover car looking thing and called it a Land Cruiser,
then it gives you like really,
it's like a Brutus to Caesar stab in the back.
Yeah. It's like, these names mean things to people. It's like, if you're going to bring back the name, put it on a car that deserves it.
It's like when people remake movies.
Yeah.
And you're like, ugh, what did you do to this classic? How dare you?
Mustang Mach-E.
Oh, gosh.
I agree. I think the Mach-E is a good car, but it's not a Mustang.
Remove the Mustang and remove the horse badge. Just call it the Mach-E.
Yeah.
The Ford Mach-E is fine.
Yeah. Or do what I think would be smarter. Keep the horse badge on it and call it a Stallion.
Yeah. Just give it a different name.
Yeah. Just don't call it a Mustang.
Yeah.
So
that tells me they didn't have any belief in it, and so they were trying to use something iconic to carry it.
That's the reason why I think every company puts an iconic name on just a whatever car is just because they don't believe that it can carry itself.
Right.
The name has to carry it.
Which is sad.
Yeah.
That is sad.
Believe in yourself, Ford.
Right. If you're going to make a product, make it good enough that you believe that it can carry itself.
We already know your quality sucks.
Oh.
Did you know that Fisker was still around?
Who?
Fisker.
Isn't that a printer brand?
Sure.
I thought that was a toy brand.
Fisher Price.
Oh, Fisher Price. Sorry.
Yeah, Fisher Price. Fisker.
Fisker, watch your mouth, bro. Family Channel.
But they're coming out in 2024 with the Ocean.
What do they make right now?
Well, the last I've heard of
I've never heard
Fisker-
of Fisker.
Well, they made the Fisker Karma, which was I saw on Top Gear, and it was a sporty kind of Grand Tour type, not Grand Tour, but a Tourer type
Is this a
vehicle.
British brand?
I don't
Italian?
know.
Where is this? From whence does it hail?
Well, let's read more. Let's see. Copyright 2023
This is
Fisker
dead
Incorporated.
air, bro.
Hey, you wanted to know
Why didn't you do this previous?
Well, I didn't know you were going to ask where they were located. Hey, it's fine.
I was
We're
just curious.
recording.
I've never heard of Fisker before.
Yeah, I first heard of them at Fisk about on Top Gear, like I was saying, and it was a cool car. They were the first car. Basically.
Austria.
There you go.
I just typed in what country are Fisker cars made.
I was going
Wow.
to Fisker their
It took
website.
him 2 seconds.
I was going to their website so I could get accurate information because we try to be accurate on this show.
This is from Fiskerati.com.
Okay, disclaimer: we are not accurate on this show.
Fully built
We Google
Fisker
stuff.
Ocean electric SUVs at Magnus Steyr, Graz, Austria.
Watch as somebody's like, "You're wrong. They're from Australia."
Yeah. You're missing a few letters in there and one vowel. Australia.
Like Jeremy Clarkson said, those are the people at the party that you never want to hang around.
Yeah.
What's the next new car? Let's get off this Fisker road, like this Fisker thing. I'm done with it.
Right? Well, I skipped a few.
One,
There's
two, skip a few.
there's a couple VinFast vehicles coming. The
VinFest?
VinFast.
Then fast.
VIN? Like Vin Diesel?
VIN.
Like Vincinity?
I've never heard of VinFast myself,
VinFast.
but they have at least 2 new cars coming: the VF6 and the
VinFast.
VF7.
What is that? The way the light, the LED is around like the hood and the grill, I guess you would call it.
Right.
That kind of looks like what vehicles are doing that now? Not the Aston. Is it the Aston Martin's doing that now?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, it just looks really.
It
It looks like
familiar.
if you put a light, like an LED light that followed the hood line of a Tesla.
Right.
Is what
Yeah.
it looks like.
Did the new Tesla Cybertruck has an LED strip that goes along the front like that?
Does it?
Yeah. So
Oh.
maybe that's what it reminds us of.
I can't say anything bad about that because then the haters will say that I'm hating. Light is good. Follow the light.
Follow the light to the next list.
What's the next vehicular addition to the year?
Well, the BMW 5 Series is going into plug-in hybrid models.
So they're just changing what they already
Yeah, I
have.
think they're just changing it because
Okay.
the 5 Series has been around.
Yeah, it's been around a long time.
Yeah. So they're just changing it up to a plug-in hybrid.
Okay.
The VW-ID Buzz is
I'm kind
coming.
of excited for that one.
It is. It's such a cool looking little mini bus.
I want one in my garage.
Yeah, it is actually a really that is one I would love to do a review on. It's such a cool looking little thing.
Yep. Like it's sad that they couldn't make the nose of it flat like the original.
Right.
It's completely understandable why, because we have rules and regulations and federal laws now that require it to not be allowed to have that. Mm-hmm. I guess that sounded funny. That require it to have some sort of protection that disallows it to be flat.
Right.
But yeah, I think it's really, really neat.
Yeah. And they did a really good job with, they couldn't do it flat. They couldn't do a flat front, but they did a really good job with designing it to where it still looks cool. And
You
it
know
looks,
what it goes back to.
yeah. Yeah, you know what it's supposed to be.
Yep.
And it's a really, really cool design. I would give this me personally, I would give it 2024 design of the year.
I could see that.
Like
Well,
it would definitely be a contender.
Now I want to look this up. What is it called?
The VWID Buzz. It harks back to the old Volkswagen bus, like during Woodstock,
Yeah.
but it's electric, so bus to buzz.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a cool vehicle.
It is. I want one.
And Erin loves that's her second favorite vehicle next to old school Mustangs.
Mm-hmm.
Or next to a '67 Mustang. Her favorite vehicle is the old VW bus.
Right.
So she would be down to have this as long as she could paint it.
As long as she doesn't paint the Wildcat.
We went to our family Christmas get together after our live the other week, and my dad set my wife down. He made everybody be quiet in the room.
Oh.
Turn off every TV music making thing that was in the room.
It had to be silence.
He looked her square in the eyes and he says, "If you go near my Buick with a paintbrush," and that's all he had to say. Erin was very much on the defense. She's like, I'm not. It was a joke. I just wanted to see Richard and Jason's reaction. And, well, she got one beyond our reaction. It was funny. My dad was just messing with her. He wasn't seriously upset.
I did say to Jason though that I would love to have one of the old ones, the VW buses, and just rebuild it.
Mm-hmm.
Like all original, yeah.
Oh yeah.
You'd have to, in order to be able to afford one, you'd have to get one that's not in mint condition.
Yeah, and rebuild it.
Yeah.
Because they're still so desirable that people will pay 50, 60, 70 grand for one of these things.
I'm actually kind of surprised it took VW so long to bring one back out with how popular they are.
Did you know, I can't remember what year it was. It wasn't that long ago. It was within the last 10 years that the most popular vehicle, just overall vehicle, not truck or car, just overall vehicle, was the new Beetle.
Really?
Yeah, there was one year where the Beetle was the most popular vehicle sold.
That doesn't.
And so that would have been prime time for Volkswagen to jump on.
Oh yeah.
That could have been when they were like, "Oh man, this is big. We got to bring back the old retro stuff," and they started developing it at that time.
It could have been, yeah. That's a good point. But I remember the Beetle was really popular, especially amongst. It seemed like it was especially popular amongst young ladies, young women.
Yeah. Because it was, you know how to pop up. You could camp in it. You could drive it almost anywhere.
Right. I thought it was hilarious that VW actually put a little spot that was specifically made to hold a vase, so you could put flowers in.
Yeah.
A vase.
A vase. We're talking about the Beetle still.
Yeah,
I was talking about the bus.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, the bus was popular because people in that time were very, nomad-like, and you could camp in them and live in them.
Yeah, and they were very simple vehicles.
Yes, the Beetle, the new one, when they remade it, they had a little space up in the dash.
Yeah.
You could put a flower. Oh, flower child.
So cute.
Oh. Next.
Polestar is making a new Polestar 3.
Polestar? These are all, there's so many vehicles that I've never heard of.
There's a lot.
Is that a manufacturer, Polestar, or is that the car?
Yeah, it's a manufacturer. Is
this
also
going to
the
be marketed to, adult dancers?
It's
because that's a very unusual, odd name.
No comment.
That's what it says.
It's an electric vehicle, though. It is an electric
Polestar.
What about the Polestar 4?
No. No. I don't know what happened to 1, 2, or 3, but 4 is out the window for me.
It looks a little better.
It's probably lighting.
Oh.
The front, I think, looks probably very similar to the Polestar 3.
I gotta apologize. Maybe it's just I got thrown off by the name. The names of these cars.
Yeah, you got to really think through the names of stuff.
You want to make a good first impression,
right?
In anything in life, when you meet, an attractive woman, an attractive male, an attractive anything. When you're going for a job interview, you get one first impression.
It's true.
Don't come to me and be like, "I want to introduce a Polestar." I'm like, what? That's a bad first impression.
Maybe Polestar means something else in whatever country makes them.
I don't even want to look up. I looked up what country is Fisker made.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to even type in, where is Polestar from? What country is Polestar? I don't want to put that in there.
Well, what about a Volvo EX90?
Sure. It's a Volvo.
And it's an SUV.
Thanks for sharing your patent with the world on seatbelts, Volvo. That's your claim to fame in my heart.
But it's not a bad looking SUV though.
No, it's not. It's nice looking. It kind of looks like the current Mercedes.
Let's see if there's anything else interesting. Oh, Fiat's gonna come out with a 500e, so it's an all electric.
Looks just
Fiat
like
500.
the current Fiat.
A little different, but yeah, basically the same.
I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's a classic design. People like it.
Yeah.
The Jeep Wrangler has looked like the Jeep Wrangler since the 60s.
I was going to say since eternity.
1946. It looks like 1942, 40. All these Jeep enthusiasts are going to like crush me right now.
It's like
since the 40s.
The headlights have changed 10 degrees since then.
Yeah. They went square one time, then back to circle. But the Jeep shape has not changed since the 40s. Since it was first came out,
kind of like the Porsche. It's the Porsche like 911.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. I know it's technically changed. Porsche's made all new variants of it, but it's looked basically the same. Mm-hmm. It looks like a.
You can see the slow progression of the change, like a Corvette. The only one that it's hard to really connect from one to the next is the very first generation Corvette to the second.
Right.
That one had the biggest change.
Yeah.
But from like the C2 to the current C8, you can see like if you line them up, they look very similar.
Right. Most of the time, car companies will try to keep same proportions, same kind of style, stuff like that. So. Let's see if there's anything else interesting. Ooh, this looks kind of cool. The
Valhalla.
Valhalla.
I shall see you in Valhalla.
With my Aston Martin.
I wonder if you're required to sign a contract that says I will dress and or speak like a Viking when I drive this car.
Maybe. But it's going to be a hybrid supercar that's on track for a 2024 debut. The Lamborghini is coming out with a new...
Revuelto. That's another fun name.
How do you say it?
Revuelto. Like Rev and then Welto.
Revuelto.
Yeah, Revuelto.
Revuelto. I mean, there's a few other things in here, but there is one thing that I wanted to talk to you about when it comes to new vehicles. VW is improving the Atlas.
Finally. Which my wife has told me, Erin has said that like we're keeping that thing till it dies or we die. Well, she loves that car. And I understand why. It's very, very nice. It has like 83,000 miles, and it still drives and runs like it's brand new. Yeah. It's an awesome vehicle.
Well, what's interesting is you've had mostly electrical issues with it, if I understand correctly.
Yeah, just like radio glitches, software glitches that have all been updated,
right?
You know, with warranty and things. But the only non-software related thing we've had was the battery. But it's 4 years old, and with that whole start-stop feature, which we make sure we don't use.
Right.
We haven't had any issues since like turning that off every time we start the car.
Yeah, it is. The auto start stop is a cool feature for saving fuel, more emissions, but it's pretty hard on your car. Like I know that they designed the whole system to handle it. They have special batteries, they have special starters. They designed a whole thing to make it work properly, but it's still really hard on everything.
But we've already seen a graph that every time they add new technology, it's creating more and more problems.
Yep.
And reliability is like going down and down and down.
Yeah, and somebody made a comment on a previous video that Tesla's recalls aren't the same as like most other car companies' recalls because they're more software based, so they can be fixed with an update. That's true. However,
you're about to get roasted again.
I'm probably going to get roasted again. But however, though, I forget who it was, but there was an electric EV car that had a stop sell on it because of a software glitch.
Oh.
So it was bad enough that they stopped the sale of all the cars and advised owners to stop driving them because of this software glitch. So just because it's software doesn't mean that it can't be bad enough to cause serious problems.
Have you seen iRobot?
So, I mean, yes, they're software glitches, so they're different, but it's still a problem. It's still a recall.
What was that vehicle that we were talking about before? It's all fly-by-wire. or drive-by-wire?
The Cybertruck. It's
Okay, so the Cybertruck, I don't know why I forgot that, but if you have a software glitch and that's all done digitally or electronically,
right.
and the truck decides because of a glitch, I'm going to go full throttle until I'm out of battery,
Right.
that's going to be a problem.
Yeah. And I know that there's a lot of safety features. There's like triple redundancy systems to make sure that stuff sort of, doesn't happen. But even on airplanes where they spend, years and years and years and millions, if not billions of dollars to make sure that these systems don't fail, there's still glitches that happen.
Because ultimately, it comes down to one factor that we can't change. There's the human element.
Right.
Humans are not perfect. We make mistakes.
Yep.
That's how we learn and we grow and we improve. We make mistakes and we learn from our mistakes. We improve. But at the base of every invention is the human element.
Yep. And when you're talking about millions of lines of code, one mistype in one line of code could rear its ugly head.
Have you seen
5
Jurassic
years
Park?
down the road?
Life finds a way.
Jurassic Park.
Life finds a way. These Tesla Cybertrucks are going to reproduce.
Yeah. They're going to reproduce.
Call me out on that, world.
But the thing that VW is improving in the Atlas is not surface level. You can't really see it. It's the electrical system.
Perfect.
Right?
That's the only issue that we've had. And like this being said, it hasn't been anything as far as the operation of the vehicle. It's been sometimes and I know this is, first world problems.
Right.
But this is the type of stuff that we deal with is we'll plug in our phone to the Apple CarPlay.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it'll recognize the phone and start charging the phone.
Right.
But like none of we can scroll around and touch the apps and things, but nothing like the songs won't play. So we have to go click radio, the radio kick on, and then we click the app button, we touch it, and then it'll start working. It's little things like that. So it's just little annoyances where it doesn't function as it should.
Right, right.
But we have found ways around the glitches.
Yeah. You learn to work with them.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, so I thought you would be interested to know that the 2024 Atlas is getting a complete electrical overhaul.
It's nice to see that the Volkswagen executives that I know are watching actually took, our feedback into account. So thank you, Volkswagen.
Yeah.
Because of that, I may consider, if I have the money, definitely will, not consider, but do, get an ID Buzz.
Yes.
That will be I'll stand on that. Thank you, VW. VW into house.
10 years later. Yeah, screw that car.
Hate this Buzz.
Go.
Stupid. So that's
I would
pretty
put,
much.
if I ever have a Buzz, I'm going to get a personalized tag that says kill.
Kill?
Buzz kill.
Oh. Well, if I have a VW Buzz, then you'd have to put that on mine
Because you're the Buzz kill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, any car that you get, we should just put Buzzkill.
That's just rude.
And then on mine, it should be Buzzkill 2.
No,
With a D, Buzzkill.
No, you'd be Debbie
Buzzkill.
You'd be Debbie Downer.
Oh, yeah, I would be Debbie Downer.
We would just have to get you a custom license plate that has Debbie Downer on it.
Yeah. Do you have a front tag holder on your car? On hers?
I think you do, yeah. We can get you a Debbie Downer license plate.
We'll go to the mall where they do the airbrushing. We'll get one that just says Debbie Downer.
Debbie Downer? All right.
And it's got your face.
Oh.
So did you have anything for us?
I had some interesting things. Yeah.
Okay.
So have you ever gone through life and thought, like, you said a phrase or like wet your whistle, for example, and you're like, wonder where that came from?
Yeah, where did that come from?
Like, what? Wet your whistle.
Yeah.
Right.
For example, like wet your whistle actually came from a long time ago where in pubs, the mugs that they would give you, the top of the handle would have a whistle on it.
Oh.
And anytime you needed a refill, you would blow on the whistle and the waitress would come by and refill your mug. That's where wet your whistle came from.
Oh.
Interesting.
So I was curious. I was like, I wonder if there are any, it's called an idiom.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so I was
Idiom.
wondering if there
also
were
another
any
fun word.
car idioms, which there are.
Oh, all
I
right.
found some.
It's a fun word, by the way. Idiom.
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 Yeah. Turns of phrase are a dime a dozen, but for our money, car idioms take the cake. Some idioms in there. So you get it? Are you on board now? Tracking like a derailed train? Because I was until I read some of these. So backseat driver isn't just about somebody who's like, we all know what it means. Like
Yeah.
someone in the car who's not in operation of the car telling you how to drive.
Right. Typically, your wife.
Yeah, it's actually a reference
True.
to, yeah, it's actually a reference to a tiller in the fire trucks. So fire trucks, they used to pivot in the like right behind the cab,
Makes
and
sense.
the guy that sat all the way in the back, like you see in cartoons, with a wheel at the top of the ladder, that would steer from the back. That's a tiller.
Sense.
So he was the backseat driver.
Okay.
Yep. So a lot of times, I could only imagine when things were, of course, in a safe environment. If I was the tiller, I'd be messing with the driver and just be like, "Hey, you're just mess with him a little bit." Let's get to the next idiom, shall we? Okay. Ironic. It's get the show on the road. So it's used whenever you want to get things moving. The phrase developed in the early 1900s as a reference to traveling circuses or other entertainment acts.
Oh.
So it makes sense. Yeah. Like literally, let's get the show on the road. We're late.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
Grease monkey. Any idea where grease monkey came from? It dates all the way back to Great Britain's Industrial Revolution.
Did monkeys used to get into the grease
No.
barrels?
Close. Children were used to grease steam engine axles because they're small. So they would crawl and hang on large machinery while covered in grease, earned them the primatal nickname. So they would cover children in grease.
And then have them just like,
And then have them
go play on the heavy equipment, children.
climb around the heavy equipment and the axles to re-grease the axles.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh.
And this is why we have safety regulations now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And child abuse laws.
Yep. Go Great Britain. Industrial Revolution.
Yeah.
Revolution. The term jalopy is a word that's used for like a junk car. Like get that jalopy out of here kind of thing. In the early 1900s, the U.S. commonly shipped old cars to the Mexican city. It just says the Mexican city.
Okay.
Which one?
Which Mexican city?
Should we look this up on
I don't
another
know.
site and see?
But it says used to ship old cars to Mexico. I'll just say Mexico, where they were refurbished and resold or scrapped. So, derived from the name Zalap. I'm gonna butcher this. Jalapa, Mexico, or Jalapa. So jalopy. So it was sent to a place that broke down to the word jalopy or jalapa.
So I guess that was the city that it was sent to in Mexico.
Yeah, so it wasn't saying that the car was junk. It was a car that was shipped to a place known as Jalapa to be refurbished or scrapped.
Oh.
So jalopy.
So it wasn't, yeah. So they're not saying the location is junky, but the cars that were sent there were junky.
They were sent there to get refurbished or rebuilt or resold. Right. So if you bought a car there and brought it back, you would have a literal jalopy. Kick the tires.
That's an idiom. Never heard of it.
Kick the tires? Oh.
Kick the tires?
Yeah. Check it over, make sure that it's fine.
Oh.
Yeah, like kick the tires, make sure it's
Yeah, or like in Top Gun, kick the tires, light the fires.
So this one actually has theories. I don't know exactly where it came from.
Oh.
Theory number 1. I like conspiracy theories. But this isn't a conspiracy. It's just, I guess it's kind of conspiracy.
Just a theory.
Kind of?
A car theory.
When cars and horses shared the road back in the day, unlucky passersby would kick vehicle tires to get manure off their shoes. When motorists saw this, they thought it was a manner of checking the condition of their tires, and so they just started doing it on their cars. Second theory, truck drivers used to test their tires' air pressure by striking them with a tire billy or a club.
You still do that.
Yeah, you hit the tire to see it, make sure it bounces off, kind of like reflexes. It's not a good way to check the pressure and just to make sure you have air.
Right, yeah. Because you have 4 of them in one spot, so you can't necessarily see that they're low. You need to hear it.
This last one is probably next to the manure carrying over. This one's probably, I would say, the most likely. If this was a multiple choice, this is the answer I would choose. The car idiom is derived from the Latin phrase e tira kickium, meaning a kick for good luck. Yeah. Just kick it for good luck. Kind of like, when you strap something down in the bed and you're like, shake it. That ain't going anywhere.
Right. So you're like, is the wheel going to fall off? I think it's fine.
Yep. I think it's good to me. The term lemon. So if you don't know what a lemon is, America has a lemon law. It says if you buy a vehicle and you have to take it back to the dealership for the same repair
Like my
3
semi
times.
at work.
Like your what?
Like my semi at work.
So if you have to take it back to have the exact same repair 3 times, then you can return that vehicle, full refund, or get exchanged for another vehicle, the same car. That's a lemon law. Because, manufacturing, human element, there's going to be cars that will run 1 million miles, and the very next car on the line could only last 1,000 miles.
Yeah. There's the smallest variation in production when you're talking about thousands of parts.
Yep.
It can make a big difference.
So in the early British and American slang, lemon was used to describe a hustle or passing off of a substandard item as a superior one.
Huh.
So the idea being that despite looking shiny and new, you'll be left with a pained, puckered look once you dig a little deeper. So that's where lemon comes from.
Okay.
Pedal to the metal.
This one seems obvious, but I'm curious.
Seems obvious because you think, you pedal, push it down to the metal floorboard.
Yeah, like the car is made of metal.
Yeah. It was not devised by race car drivers or speed demons, which you would think it would be.
Right.
Like, put your pedal to the metal. Let's go.
Yeah, full throttle.
Instead, the credit belongs to truckers.
All right.
An article in the July 1976 issue of Popular Mechanics includes pedal to the metal, METTLE, in a list of popular CB radio lingo.
Pedal to the metal makes sense for a semi-driver because you go full throttle and you wait about 10 seconds and you'll be doing about
5 miles an hour.
You'll be doing about 5 miles an hour.
Yeah.
It's like, it takes a while in a semi-truck.
Do you know where the term riding shotgun?
No.
You ever played the game like shotgun?
No.
Oh,
Well,
you mean like where you call, like you want to ride in the front?
Yeah, in
so
the front,
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
front
yeah.
seat. So
Yeah.
the front passenger seat is known as shotgun. If you don't play the game shotgun, my kids love it, and they love to get in arguments over it. So I had to lay down some rules. I'm like, every person that will be in the vehicle must be in line of sight to the vehicle, and the first person that says shotgun gets to ride up front, as long as one of the adults aren't going to be in the car.
Right. So I was gonna say, I'm trying to think of if I ever won a shotgun.
Nope.
When we were kids, I don't think I ever did.
Even if you did, you never sat there.
Is what happens when you're a younger child.
Yeah, you were number 3. So it would actually, back in the day, people who rode in that seat would often carry a shotgun for protection against carjackers.
Okay, that makes sense. Luckily, we don't have to do that these days.
And then the last one, rubberneck.
What?
Oh, rubbernecking.
Yeah, like rubbernecking. You've never heard rubbernecking? If you were to guess what a rubbernecker would be, what would you guess that would mean?
Somebody who's like really rubbing your neck.
Nope.
At one point, my brain went straight to rubber chicken. I don't know why.
And you
Like
went
a
from
bobblehead?
rubber neck to rubber chicken to rubbing the neck.
What is
So
rubbernecking?
it has nothing to do with rubbing the neck.
Oh.
To be fair, I've heard of the term rubberneck or rubbernecking, but I actually don't know what it means.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've heard the term, but I don't know what it means.
Okay. Well, it dates back to the 1890s. Whenever I heard rubberneck, I just think of people who do like a double take.
Oh.
Like, they're bouncing kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
But where it comes from, originally rubberneck was used to describe tourists, especially those on sightseeing tours who would stretch their necks out for a better view of surroundings. It's like if you drive by like a car accident and you're like stretching around trying to get a better view.
Stop
your neck-
rubbernecking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like your neck's made of rubber.
Got it.
Figure it was self-explanatory, but I'm surprised you didn't get that one.
So women can rubberneck better than men can.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Women have more flexibility in their necks.
Oh.
Than men do.
Well, there you go.
It's also why women are more commonly get neck injuries than men do, because they have more flexibility.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
You would think that they wouldn't get injuries because they're more flexible.
Well, women have a tendency to so if you ever see a woman, that like goes from one and like turns their head real quickly, because they have more motion, more flexibility in their neck, they can actually overstrain their neck when they do that.
Oh.
So
I've done that.
Have you really?
Where I'm like, what's over there? What? Oh, I almost did it. Oh, gosh.
Let's not injure yourself.
Thanks for demonstrating that for our audience.
I
See
felt
what we
something
do
in
for
my neck.
you. You see what we go through for you? The least you could do is like, subscribe, and share to your friends. Hit the bell. Jen is injuring herself for you.
To make the point.
And forget that she's AI and not real.
Yeah.
Totally not programmed to do that.
Yeah.
I felt my neck go, what? Wait. Don't do that.
You ever get mad and you throw something that's in your hand, and as you're still holding on to it, you're thinking, this is stupid.
Yeah.
I could see your neck like saying that to your brain.
I'm going, this is stupid.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm glad I'm a man and I don't have that problem. Jen,
Yeah.
I'm sorry that you have to deal with that every day.
It's
I
much
had
more
no
common.
idea the
As
struggle.
long as I don't go, whoa, whoa.
I like how
bad.
you just did the full Batman shoulder.
Yeah, because I don't want to injure my neck.
But
If you don't know what I'm talking, go back and watch the original Batman with Michael Keaton.
Oh, yeah. He has to like
Oh
move
my
like
goodness.
this.
Because of the costume, he can't turn
there's
his
no
head.
stretch in it.
The whole thing is just like someone calls him over here. He's like, yes.
He has to move his whole body.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
so great. Still the best Batman. I don't care what anybody says. Michael Keaton
No,
is the
Michael
best
Keaton.
Batman.
Yeah. Classic Batman.
So were there any more idioms on the list?
No, that's all the idioms that I had.
Okay. All right.
I feel like they should come up with a better word than idiom.
I know,
You know?
it's kind of an odd word.
It sounds like you're gonna get insulted,
yeah.
Fancy phrases.
but it's not. Fancy phrases.
Fancy
PP.
phrases.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, wait.
PPs.
It's fancy as spelled with
That's yeah. We want PP to be associated with pigeon
FP.
pizza.
Yeah.
FP.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fancy.
I'm done.
Spelled PANCY. Fancy. Is that you can blame it on the neck.
Yeah.
Jeez, yeah.
I'm in so much
the blood
pain.
flowed to my brain.
It's
I
all
just
the neck
slowed
injury.
down.
I saw an F in my head and I didn't complete the circle for the P. And
And I accidentally made a line to make it look like a P.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
man.
Jen, what did you get on your spelling tests?
I actually did very well.
Did you?
Oh.
I actually almost got into a spelling bee,
Oh.
and I got scared, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do this anymore. So I purposely misspelled a word.
Was
just
it
So I wouldn't.
was
get
it fancy?
It was probably fancy. Hey, there was this kid. First up, he got into the spelling bee, and they asked him to spell cat, and he spelled it with a K.
No, he didn't.
He did. He was the first.
Maybe he was
Get
thinking of
out.
Kit Kat.
Maybe he was thinking of Kit Kat. I just had a Kit Kat for breakfast. KAT! I win!
I'm like, didn't you? He had to go through the same process we did to spell all these really
how old were
crazy
you?
words. I was in 5th grade.
The fifth
Oh, I'm
grader.
sorry. No, 6th grade. 6th grade.
That's even worse. So a sixth grader
Yeah.
spelled cat with a K.
Yeah. And he had to go through the same process we did to spell all these
what's
crazy
this boy's
words.
name? Call him out. Call him out on YouTube right
I
now.
don't remember his name.
You don't remember his name?
No.
I'm gonna
I felt so
say
bad
I,
for
I
him.
I'm
would
gonna say
away.
he
I
was-
would away notice would. I'm would away so good at spelling. Cat. KAT. Cat. I'm the best in the world.
And then they said, you're wrong, you're out. And he's like, what? He
I'm
actually
the
had a
worst in the
surprised look on
world.
his face. He was like, what? And then he sat down, and then I saw the realization in his face where he was like, oh. He was like, oh, yeah. What am I doing?
so it was the moment, the pressure that got to him.
It was.
Do you think he owned a cat and he went home and he had to like apologize profusely? I'm so sorry, Mr. Tinkles. I'm so sorry. I let
The
you
cat's
down.
like, what the hell? are you doing?" Yeah.
Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
FANCY. Fancy.
Yeah.
Words are difficult.
That needs to be a t-shirt. His words are difficult.
Yeah. I can't words today.
I can't
gonna
brain
be
today.
we need
It's
hashtag
potato.
pansy.
Fancy.
Hashtag pansy.
You know what my brain was thinking? It was thinking of PHANC.
That's what it should be.
Serious?
Hashtag fancy with a PH.
I'm like, wow, you is potato this morning, brain.
Yeah.
You is
Speaking of which,
potato.
do you want to say that before we take our exit? Do you want
What's
to
that?
refer to, possible shirt, hats, all this stuff? What you're wearing, what I'm wearing,
I mean,
what's gonna be the next shirt? Hashtag fancy.
Hashtag fancy.
No.
That's
it
a
should
shirt.
not.
That's happening.
No.
That's votes.
I mean,
votes.
I mean,
Don't
I do
support
make the
that.
designs.
We need
I
two.
think
oh,
so.
2 out of 3.
I think
Sorry,
so,
Jen.
Yeah, I think that's
Sorry, Jen.
Thumbs
Sorry.
down from the same person.
two thumbs up.
2 thumbs up.
Oh, we got 4 thumbs up.
4
Damn
thumbs
it.
up. Here. Hashtag fancy.
Been outnumbered.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about? Then we can take our exit right after that.
Yeah, we can. Well, you may have noticed that we have clothing with our logo on it now. So we are working on merchandise that you will be able to purchase in the future. I'm not going to give a time limit.
4 years later, we're still working on the merchandise.
It's possible because of the efforts of Katie and Emma and other people that might be in Ohio.
Yeah.
Amongst the others in the nation.
Right.
Our 32 subscribers as of last night.
Ooh,
It's gone up, yeah?
It's gone
It has
up.
gone up. Yeah. Thank you so much. Continue.
Thank
Yeah,
you
it's
for
awesome.
Because if you
subscribing.
saw last week's video, like we want to do more stuff like that, but higher quality and better, better production value and the whole thing.
Absolutely.
So think like Top Gear, but YouTube version.
Yeah.
But you may have seen some people walking around with the merch if you're on certain campuses or around town where we're at. Those people are kind of testing it for us, giving us feedback, and they're sort of like that sample size.
Yeah.
Who are doing us that favor. So appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much. It is awesome. Yeah. Well, we are looking for, I mean, it's awesome that we're getting products, in the works and stuff like that. Like we're still obviously very small. So, but yeah, it's all in the works and it will be in the future. And
Yeah. We've got
looking
ideas
forward.
for other merch and different things. Like currently we have, I don't know how many items, different items. Like
I
we
think
have
it's
crew
9.
necks, hoodies, hats, t-shirts,
Yeah.
Stanley type mugs. They're not Stanley brand, but like Stanley kind of mugs.
Yeah. On the store, there should be an apron,
That's really cool. The apron's going to be cool.
Yeah.
If you're into grilling or smoking in particular, this apron's pretty cool.
yeah, you might like this one. So, but yeah, no, a lot of cool stuff coming. We got some video ideas that are going to be more similar to what came out last week. For 2024. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome.
And look out for the new shirt.
No.
Hashtag fancy.
No.
It's coming.
No.
Shake and bake.
Shake and bake. This is our exit.
No.
See you next week.
Like, subscribe, share, hit the bell. Appreciate it.